What is genius? What does it mean to be genius? Can someone who's not considered to be genius become genius? Why do some people get the genius label and some people don't? If we look at the automatic response system, how it learns, how it processes information, mainly what it does is it memorizes. It memorizes tons of information and then follows commands to work with that information and do things with the data and the information. So for example, math, somebody can get really, really good at math. They can memorize all the types of formulas and know when to do which one and how each one works. And if you get this, do that. And if you get this, do that. But again, math is just man's knowledge, right? It's the automatic response system. It's just a fake copy. It's just a small derivative of SEMA. So there are people who, for example, are kind of genius in math. And even though they may know no math, like as far as formulas and types of math, no formal training, they may be very adept, what's the word I'm thinking of? Adept at logical concepts, getting answers concerning with math, doing like very complicated math problems in their head. What's the difference between someone who's really, really good at math and someone who doesn't know math but yet can do amazing things with it? Is one a genius and one not? I would say one is the one who's more easily understanding what we might call mathematical concepts, who even though they don't know formal math are able to do these things. This is a state 2 individual who's receiving things of Lamanta, living in his Namakata is in control, at least in that aspect of his life or her life. And we could say, I guess if we wanted to conceptualize it, we could say they're reading from the book of God. And again, I'm careful when I use vocabulary, but again, just as a saying to kind of conceptualize it, let's picture God has a library. And one of those libraries in there is a book called math, and this is like God's knowledge of math compared to man's. Well, if you're reading from man's book, it's going to be a little bit limited than if you're getting straight from God's book, right? So when someone's receiving SEMA, which is something that's Lamanta, when they're receiving SEMA, they're going to appear to be genius compared to a state 1 individual and what the automatic response system can do. So I would identify a genius I would define a genius as a Namakata that is receiving information directly from something that is Lamanta, and they're in control of the automatic response system of their body, and they're able to communicate that which is Lamanta through the body, which the automatic response system can't really process, can't really understand. And so it's just that much better than anything that ARS can do. Let's picture in the future that there's just robots. And these robots are just amazing painters. They can paint a picture like it's 100% what it looks like in real life. Now compare what they paint to maybe one human, even a child, who paints what it feels like. That child, in a way, would be a genius. They're doing something that the computers can't do. Everybody can memorize every chemistry book ever written. I mean, if you train hard enough and you got a good memory. It doesn't mean you're going to be a genius, though, right? Memorizing and studying hard doesn't make anyone a genius. That's why we call it being gifted, because that's what it appears to be. It's just a gift. It's just something people have. Did La Manta itself lay it out so that Namakata would have that connection to that thing which is La Manta, to share it? I maybe. I mean, I don't know everything. But I would say every State 2 person is a genius in some way. Our Namakatas or La Manta, things that are of La Manta, we will have a connection to that State 1 people won't. And our Namakatas will be able to almost channel some information from that which is La Manta to share here on Earth. So if you don't consider yourself a genius, can you become a genius? I say absolutely. How? Take only that which you have been given and absolutely nothing else. By doing that, your Namakata will take control. You will be a State 2 individual. Choose to be Wapamo, collect Sakapatua. As your Namakata, and as you become more and more and realize you're your Namakata, your ability to connect with that which is La Manta will only increase. And that will appear genius as genius to the State 1 people around you. So if you'd like to chat more about that, please visit chaquinn.com, CHAQUINN. Thank you.